Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I'm Conostip and this is going to be part 52 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as the Julii. And in this episode I suspect that I will be eliminating the Spanish faction. And yeah, this is going to be happening in the very next turn. That's very exciting. Caius Ogunius is going to be leading Placus Fufetius and this little ragtag army. It's okay, it's an okay army. It's going to be well enough to defeat the 3 units that are inside of Asturica. Family member, 18 years old. I don't know what the other 2 units are. In fact, do I have a spy nearby? I do, so 57% chance of getting inside. I don't know if I have ballistas. I can knock down the gates. I don't need to use my spy to open the gates, but if I could just kind of see what's inside. So it's going to be 2 family members, so it's going to be a lot of heavy cav. And then 1 unit of Scutarii, or Scutarii. Yeah, that's going to be easy enough. And then I would imagine that this army down here is going to disappear, right? I believe that's how that works. This is a pretty full army, and they seem to be advancing on Scalibus. This is currently housing my faction leader, Hirius the Killer, who's getting up there in age. Yeah, 62 years old, so his time is approaching. He's going to be able to easily defend Scalibus if it is attacked, and even if it is, they would have to lay siege to it, and then I would just crush Asturica, then this army should disappear. So that all should be fine. Now down here in Iberia, I am working on building up another army so that I can perhaps advance and take Palma off of the Carthaginians, who I believe this is their last settlement. That would make sense. Yeah, it's their capital. And that would just be a place that I could take that is somewhat in the Scipii like domain of power, you know, that being the Western Mediterranean. And it would be a place from which I could, you know, either attack into North Africa or attack into Sardinia and Corsica. I always forget. Is it Sardinia and Corsica, or is it the other way around? I always forget, but yeah, I can attack into these islands, and then, of course, Sicily as well. Maybe that's a bit far for Palma, but in any case, that would be a nice little forward base of operations for the oncoming civil war. And I would still have another, you know, 2 armies, essentially, in addition to the one that I'm training up, that would be able to attack again into North Africa. Ooh, what has happened here? Did I already look at this? So, Tinky has gone rebel, and it has... What is this army? What is happening here? There's heavy peltists, there's British heavy chariots, there's horse archers, Iberian mercenaries. That's the first thing that makes sense here. General's bodyguard, Murmillo gladiators. So, the Scipii gladiators, Equites... Judean Zealot. What happened? What is this? I don't understand how this. What's going on? I thought that. So my understanding of what happened with like rebel stuff was that when you let the population loyalty in your settlement go bad for enough turns, then whatever troops are your troops are kicked out of the town, which is what appears to have happened here, right? And then a rebel force is raised from amongst the buildings that exist in that settlement. So like, you know, so if you plan on a settlement going rebel and you plan on that losing that settlement, then what you should be doing is destroying all of those military buildings so that when you do retake that settlement, all you're going to be fighting is peasants, because that's going to be the only thing that can be trained by those rebels, essentially. It's a little bit, you know, it's kind of a weird little, I get it, it's like super meta, but man, it's really not fun, I think, to do that. But of course, like if it happens to me, I'm probably going to do that as well. So what happened here? I still don't get it. That doesn't explain what's going on here. That explains the Murmillo gladiators, but that doesn't like explain this. British heavy chariots and horse archers and Judean zealots and mercenary militia hoplites, and I'm so confused. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a Total War game. I am flabbergasted. I don't know what to say about that. If you know what's happening in Tingy, let me know, because that is just bizarre. But yeah, that's something that I would be looking to take advantage of at some point. I mean, Scipii are not going to be able to take that back. I can't stop thinking about that. That's just going to be there for me to take, I guess. Yeah. Because there's no, like, the Scipii, looking at their forces, I know I have pointed this out in earlier episodes, but they're really all like heading east, which is probably that's the same thing that's happening in my Egypt campaign. It's like the same thing. They're all heading east. They have taken Thebes already off of the Egyptians. Are they going to be able to continue to make progress against them? I don't know. The Egyptians do seem to have some forces down here. So I'm curious to see, but there's like nothing out west that can either A, take this back, or B, defend against me when the time comes. Now, when that time comes is really up for a question. I don't know. I keep trying to like figure this out. And where's the thing that tells me 25 regions controlled? And gosh, I can't remember. What did Melkor say in his video? Did he say like 27 regions is the amount that he thinks that it's like a region counter? And then my theory was that it's not a region counter, it's a population counter. That's my theory's not holding up so far at all. It's not making sense. If I look at, I was as you can see, I was already looking at this before I started recording, and it doesn't make sense because if I look at Senate floor, the people, I am ahead, right? So I have 5 points compared to the 4 points each for the Brudii and the Scipii. And if this was a population counter, this thing over here, then I would be ahead, but the Scipii are ahead. But again, I have theorized also that maybe like the happiness of the people does matter as well. That does kind of make sense if we are talking about the popularity of the people, right? That would make more sense. Is that? I know I already looked at this, but let me double check. I can't see like the happiness of the Scipii people, right? There's not something I would have to spy on them. Yeah, I would actually have to be spying on them to know what their public order is in each of their settlements. So yeah, I can't just like have a glance and look at their places and see, try to confirm that theory. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if their people are happy. Obviously, like I'm pushing my taxes up as much as I can so that I can make more money. I suppose that a pretty simple test would be for me to lower taxes for, say, I don't know, 5 turns or so, like in every place. And then just see if the Senate, if the people thing, if that like just bounces, then that would be a pretty good indication. That's tempting. That's a tempting little test. I wouldn't be making as much money, and my population boom. It's not the most. I don't really want population booms at this point of the campaign. So. But just for the, just for the sake of testing this out, I am very tempted to do that. It's an interesting little idea there. Lowering all taxes, making my people very happy, and just seeing if that's what cranks that meter up. The other thing though is that I could just continue to, take settlements like a normal person, and that is what I intend to do. Now up here, I don't know if this is going to be a quickly developing thing or a slowly. I'm going to try to press the issue as much as I can against the Germans. We are not at war with them, but our little dealio has gone away now. It's expired. They're no longer paying me money per turn, so why be friends? Now, the Brudii kind of look like they're looking in the direction of the Germans up here, and I was considering at the end of the last episode jumping ahead of them if I can, and maybe putting pressure on Mogontiacum. I have an army right here. It's been doing nothing this whole time. It's protecting myself up against a neighbor that I'm allied with. So that's kind of a waste, right? I have a general here also who's done nothing. He is the son or the grandson of a great man, and he himself, despite having done nothing, is also okay. 4 stars. It's pretty decent. And then I think, confident attacker, not bad. So he would be a 5-star general when he's leading an attacking army. And I think he also has like a great defender, maybe, or gate defender or something like that. But he would be able to reach out to here, which is the same distance. Okay, that's perfect, actually. Yeah. And how far can the Brudii get? Same distance? That's, I'm tempted to make that push into German territory. I think that's what I want to do. But would I be able to support this push with a push from Alesia? The short answer is yes. I have enough here that I can, just at the very least, put some pressure on Trier and make the Germans have to make a tough decision of either staying put in Trier and then getting cut off, or abandoning Trier to protect Mogontiacum with this army, which is sizable. It's actually kind of decent. Too many screeching women. That's an issue with the German armies, from what I've seen. Not great fighters, but pretty good at screeching, from what I've heard. But you know, the chosen the chosen archer warband is a great archer unit. What's their stats? 11, 9 missile attack. 9. That seems high. That seems like a lot. Yeah, long range missiles, pretty sweet unit. And Night Raiders, they look pretty badass. Look at that. 15 attack, 6 charge, 11 defense. These actually, so I was looking at when I was making my army comps a long time ago, or not long, like a year ago, for these factions. I found out that the Night Raiders actually have the best base defense stats of all the German roster units, which is kind of ironic because they're kind of like a ninja unit. Okay, that's kind of a bad way to put it. They are well, it says it right here, right? They can do something. Can't they hide? I thought they could hide. Oh, they can't. Okay, so what's their thing then? They just frighten nearby enemy infantry. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, good morale, good stamina, fast moving, may charge without orders. I think all the German units do this. And then War Cry, of course. Yeah, this is their best, like, baseline defense unit that they have. I think it's better than Axemen. Yeah, 10 and then 11. Yeah, that's just a funny thing. Because so much of their units, actually, Spear Warband, they have 13, but they have upgrades, do they not? But it's the same upgrade. They both have defense upgrades. Okay, so I guess Spear Warband actually would have better total defense. Oh, okay. And they do have, they fight in a phalanx as well. Okay, alright. I see what's going on. Yeah, it's a cool unit roster though, just because they are very focused on attack. Unfortunately, none of those units are in this army, but like the chosen axemen, they have the two-handed axes, the berserker units as well. They're very, very cool. You know, high attack units, obviously. So, looking forward to fighting up against them. So, you know, what can I do here? Well, I have this army that is led by my faction heir, and this army, along with these units, almost make up the full stack that I want to fight with. But do I wait for that? Well, I have a couple units of Arcani. I'm one turn away from having my last unit of Arcani trained up, and then that would take, you know, 3 turns to get up to Alesia. Do I want to wait 4 turns just to launch the attack on a Trier? I don't think so. That would be leaving this army out to hang, and that's not really a position I want to put them in. I would rather put pressure on Trier immediately, just to kind of make them have to make that tough decision of staying or leaving. And, you know, if I'm being honest, I do have the numbers. Even that if I don't have the exact army comp that I want to fight with, so what? Sometimes you just have to kind of roll with it. And, you know, so I have most of the army comp that I want to fight with. This is my old-fashioned army just hanging out here. And then here, it's, you know, it's kind of mostly some numbers. But I do have ballistas. And that's nice. So it's tempting. It's very tempting. Do I make my move in this turn? You guys can't move. And they're going to be moving slower because they have the artillery. We could at least move out to these crossroads right here. That wouldn't be a declaration of war. That would just be, you know, giving the Germans something to think about, you know, right? So yeah, that's very tempting. And then, not to forget, I do have a full stack here in this fleet as well. It's going to be stopping by some more Briva to pick up one of these generals. I think it's going to be... Was I going to give it... Who was it going to be? Yeah, not you. The Drill Master is so bad. -2 morale is just so bad. Let's see, what's this? Okay. I think he can really move far though, can't he? Because Drill Master, that's 15% to movement points plus Drill, Drill Master the trait and a Drill Master retinue. And that's going to be an extra 25%. So is that 40% extra movement points? That's pretty good. I might just want to give that to the other guy. 4 command stars is good though. Silk Merchant. And then you're younger. You're younger by 9 years. So you're 9 years younger, and I might just want to give you some of this guy's retinue and then send you on your way. He also has a larger... Why do you have a larger bodyguard? Your influence is the same, and he has more command stars. So why do you have 2 more bodyguard? I'm a little confused by that. Yeah, that's a little bit suspicious, but I think that's what I'm aiming for. I think I'm going to be, yeah, probably this too. Give him the physician. So increases the chances of having children and improves the chances of casualties recovering from their wounds. Gosh, give him the priest of Jupiter. In fact, you already have that, so that I can't do that. But the physician and the drill master, is there other things, people I should give you? Silk Merchant, nah. You can at least have some uses back here and some more Breva, bumping up the revenue. So let's do it then. Yeah, let's give you this, and then let's give you... Maybe, let me just double check. This isn't the bad one, right? Let me double check. Yeah, that's not okay. I just wanted to make sure it's not... What's the bad one then? The bad one is... The traits. Got it. Okay, guys. I'll get there. I'll get there. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do then, is send this navy to pick up that general. It's going to be Lucius Nausicaa. And then what to do with that? Do I want to just land them somewhere where they can assist a push somewhere else? I'm thinking that I can probably make a pretty early push on Bordesholm. Well, I don't know. It kind of depends. I'm retraining soldiers here in Batava Vodorum, and I do have 2 pretty banged up armies, so it might take a few turns to get ready to push out. This army is looking fairly good. Oh yeah, I think we're just getting like the bonuses. Yeah, I think we're just getting like the upgrades and stuff. So they can get retrained, and they can probably just come out and just like punch this army in the face and make them go away, if not eliminate them entirely. And then, you know, either A, support the attack onto these 2 provinces, or B, just move right up into Bordesholm. Whereas the fleets, depending on how long they take and depending on how long this stuff takes, the fleet could just move right around Denmark, whatever. What was this called during this time period? I don't know. the edge of the world. It might just be able to sail around. I think it actually can sail around, and then either puts pressure on dam, or I don't know what this... You know what? Let's tell me what's going on over here.
Your honor.
Yeah, come over here. You're 42. You're not going to die on the way. Yeah, let's just kind of see what's the troop situation there. Actually, I can tell. Okay, so it's held by the Germans still. So this is a developing situation, but I don't think I'm going to get stuck here for too long. I have plenty of troops. It's just a matter of getting them retrained. Especially this army needs to be retrained as well. And then I have troops that can keep the public order in Batava Vodorum as soon as I'm ready to move out. So I don't have to like stay here and train peasants for a few turns. I don't have to do that. So I think let's make my move then. And then why that lower your movement points? I checked before. The army, even without him in it, could move up to here. It's always weird. I don't understand that. Because I checked before. The army was able to make it up to here without him, and he was also able to make it up to here without the army. So what happens when you combine things. Oh, does like merging stuff take up movement points? Is that why? I guess that's what's happening. Because don't they do the same thing with like sieges or entering settlements? Doesn't that take up like extra movement points to kind of get inside of something? I'm not sure about that, but that seems to be what just happened right there, because I don't know why else that would have happened. Because yeah, they should have been able to get up to here is what I thought was going to happen. Now the Brudii could have a head start on us. But as long as we have more troops than them, it's a little dicey. If they're making an attack at Mogontiacum, hopefully I can make it there before them. And how long would it take? I could get there next turn, so yeah, I should be fine.
At your service.
And what are your chances? 75% of getting inside? And then what about you? 100%, okay. So I might be able to just kind of waltz on in. Yeah, go inside. So what's the deal? 40% chance of opening the gates? Yeah, it's not bad. We might be able to just walk right in. Although that is a unit of Barbarian Noble Cav and Chosen Archer Warband, so 2 good units, but I got a full army, so that should be fine. And I guess let's just do it. Let's take you. You're gonna be able to reach, right? Yeah, you can reach next turn. Fine. Fine. So let's go here and then support right next to him. And then the artillery is going to be taking their sweet time, moving on up behind. Yeah, let's just kind of give them something to think about in this direction. And that should be fine. Okay, so is there anything else left to do in this turn other than, of course, spend money and train soldiers? I will continue to train stuff from... What else do I need in this direction? Do I just start training up another army? I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good on armies in this front. You know, once these units are up and they finish this army up here, I feel pretty good about that. And there's not like a ton left to do, you know, after taking Trier, Mogontiacum, Bordesholm, Dam, and then maybe this. You know, that's it until it's time to, you know, try to maybe initiate the Civil War. I don't know. So I suppose I want to continue my efforts with training soldiers down here in Italy and then down here in Spain, because the more pressure I can put like immediately on the Scipii just to really knock a bunch of their stuff out in North Africa and in the Mediterranean, that, I mean, it just looks like it's for the taking, you know? There's just so much lightly defended stuff out here that it'd be really nice to be able to swoop on through and just take a lot of stuff off of them. So yeah, I think that concentrating my training efforts in Iberia and Italy is going to be the way to go. That'll do now for this turn, so let's go ahead and drop a save, and let's see if the Spanish decide to attack us down here by Scalabus. I'm curious to see if they make their move, because it would make the last move they ever make. So, I will earn the Senate's gratitude if I blockade Bordesholm. Yeah, that's fine. I have a fleet in the neighborhood, I suppose. So we can do that. And what do we have? So we have 15,000 in the treasury. Okay. Feels okay. Plague in Alexandria. Okay, that doesn't affect me, but that's going to be affecting the Egyptians and potentially the Scipii as well. They are the invaders in that land. And Senate offices assigned. So Titus Flaminius. This is the man that used to be the captain of the cavalry unit, was it not? Man, oh man, has this guy not risen up the ranks? He is now Pontifex Maximus. Holy smokes, +5 influence. In fact, that's all of his influences from that title. Pretty sweet stuff. And then Censor for Harius the Killer. And what is Censor going to be giving? That's 3 influence and 2 management. Man, that's a great one. How big is this? So he has a 58-man bodyguard unit. That's sizable. Man, that's a big bodyguard unit. Alright, so that's that. And what do we have? Opia, new family member. And then Quintus Turdetanis, that's going to be you and Patavium. Okay. Priest of Bacchus, yep, influence and +1 management. So he must have already been negative management. So we'll take what we can get there. And then Harrius the Killer is the pet hunting dog. Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering if he had already had that. The pet hunting dog. That's +1 to line of sight. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming that's the campaign map. I don't know. Increases the range at which enemies are spotted. Huh. I would assume that's the campaign map. Would that also help on the battle map though? Or is that the battle map but not the campaign map? I actually don't know. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, let me know if you know the answer to that one. So we should be able to walk right on into Asturica. And in fact, this is the peasants that I must have been bringing up to Asturica to inhabit it as soon as I massacre everyone up there. What do they have? 12,000 people? Yeah, not for long. And they just bypassed me, so they're just trying to save their last settlement. Yeah, they're on desperation mode right now. And we have some buildings built up. As mentioned before, I'm going to be trying to remember to like go through these to remind myself. Like for instance, yeah, in Terra, now I can train cavalry there. Because Terra, I believe, does have one of those shrines or, you know, pagan shrines that, what are those called? They're not shrines, they're just something else. But they give bonuses to experience for units. So yeah, it's good that I remind myself that I've built that there. And that's going to be it. Yeah, that's fine. And then this is not as important. I don't need to remind myself of what I've already been building. That is fine. So let's go in here and yeah, I can just attack it right away, can I? Yes, I can. So 1-star general, a 37-man unit, and a 25-man unit. That is still a decent amount of heavy cav. Do I even have enough spears? I don't, do I? Well, I mean, yeah, I have, oh god. 13-man unit of Auxilia, 30-man unit of Auxilia, and 76-man unit of Auxilia. So my spears are going to be hard-pressed to hold against those heavy cav. I have 4 archers and 2 ballistas, so that's a lot of firepower. But I'm going to need to be able to hold the front line against that. Luckily, I do have 2 generals units, but both of them are 25-man units, so they're going to be outnumbered by the enemy's heavy cav. Yeah, we will see if we can get it down. We should be able to. I outnumber them by quite a bit.
Take up the shield! Grasp the spear! Sharpen the sword's edge! This is a day of destiny! And fate of many will be decided in this place! The Spanish are worthy of respect, but not fear. They are only men, and men can be killed. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations? This is the end of the road. This is the last battle. The enemy have nowhere left to run. They must hold us here, or like so many ghosts, vanish away utterly. So let us take up our arms one last time, sharpen the sword, and make ready. This will be the day of their final, lasting defeat! They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. The count of our warriors will show you who is truly favored by the gods. It is not our foes. The enemy deserve no better than to be shot down. Let us do this and conserve our strength. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. The seer can offer no guidance for this day. So we must grasp our own fates and make what we will of them with an iron purpose. Now, take up the sword, string your bow, look to your arms and armor. Now comes the hour when we test Roman courage!
I have decided to attack from this direction just because I have a straighter shot up into the city center. My other angles were going to be a bit more meandering. This is where my army did start off deployed, and yeah, it's not a straight shot. I have to kind of go around this way or go around this way. Of course, I could just set up my ballistas right here and walk up, then I'd be marching right on into that tower. So I decided to come around to this side, and I will be going after this gate. And here, there is still some turns and winds, but actually that might favor me. If the enemy heavy cav does decide to charge, then it can maybe, those turns might be able to kind of help slow down the enemy charge. These ballistas are making short work of this gate, and it is already down. That did not take them long at all. And I think that the enemy units, yeah, they're over off in that direction, but no one seems to be guarding the gates right in front of us. So let's go ahead and move my archers up. And then I'm very tempted to lead with my early legionaries just because they're my most stalwart unit of infantry. Leading with my spears, yeah, I know, even against the cavalry, I don't know. Look how small, oh, those units are in rough shape. I am just about situated here on this final little path up to the city square, or the settlement square, and there still has been zero opposition. They've all just decided to stand here on the village square and await my attack. And I'm organized and I'm ready. I got spears basically stacked up on top of legionaries right here. So like spears you see here, but then you see the legionaries are also mixed right in. And then backed up by more legionaries so that they can throw their pilum in. And then 2 units of archers and my general who can provide his morale support. And then I get more spears and legionaries back here and some javelins. I think I have some javelins. Do I not have any javelins up here? No, I do not. Okay. Well, I have some javelins back here if I need to rush them up, but yeah, we will see. Okay, let's just kind of get my archers back on fire at will. And let's pull these guys into us. And yeah, we'll see. You know, it's not a ton of infantry that I have up there in the front. It's some decent units, but you know, it's really going to come down to getting as many kills with our archers and our pilum as we possibly can. We have a lot of ammo on our archers though. These 2 units should not be causing too many friendly fire issues. It's these 2 units down here that, because they're offset, I was thinking they could fire over the heads of our guys. If I see, like, this hut should be in the way of us shooting our own guys, hopefully. Hopefully, if I see some friendly, like too much friendly fire coming in, I'm gonna stop them from shooting. But as is, yeah, let's get these pilum tosses in, and bodyguard. Yeah, you guys might want to charge on in there. And then I might want to get these guys up here and get them running, and you should sound your horn. And try to, yeah, increase the morale of our troops there. How are we doing? So 31, and our guys' defeat seems certain, eh? Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, you can go in there and support the fight. Archers are shooting on in, and let's get more spears coming up. You run, and then you run, and then you... So when that is off cooldown, I'm going to want to send you up as well. Are you guys running away? Oh, god damn it, I always forget to do this. Stand and fight, please. Stand and fight, please. Yeah, please stand and fight, because I'm going to need you guys. I am going to need you guys. Alright, how are we doing? So 20, is it 2019 left? Is it just the 1 unit? Yeah, they're doing a lot of damage to us. Do I have any more infantry? I got war dogs. send the war dogs. Send the war dogs. And yeah, I got more auxilia that I'm sending up. Yeah, you guys throw javelins, I guess. Don't kill the general. Actually, yeah. It looks like we might be breaking these guys. But man, they are chewing through our infantry. Yeah, looks like, there we go. Alright, end the battle. They killed 173 of our guys, but we defeated them, and that should be it for the Spanish. Alright. Alright. Victory indeed. So exterminate, I believe. 9,000 to be massacred. And 8,000 denarii. Yeah, let's do that. And that's going to be it for the Spanish. Yeah, so with this, so Spain and the Britannians and the Gauls, the three factions that were really been hounding me like this entire campaign, they're finally, all three are finally now destroyed. You know, I have been at war with the Germans for long stretches of this campaign, but they didn't really bother me too much. It was those three factions that really hounded me. So that feels like vindication to finally, you know, accomplish that task. That feels pretty gosh darn good. Yes, resistance is futile. Perfect. Perfect. So diplomats is still hanging out. Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember why you're there, but you were I probably put this diplomat with this army back when it was just a few units, and there was like other diplomats hanging about, and I didn't want them to get bribed. That's probably why that happened. That's what I'm guessing. And oh, so that army goes rebel. Oh, so I still have to fight it. Oh. It doesn't disappear. It goes rebel. That makes more sense. I was thinking it would be kind of a weird thing for it to just completely disperse. You know, it's one thing for it to, you know, not have a home anymore, but for it to just disperse and go, okay, let's just kind of go home. No, wait, we don't have a home, so let's just forgive and forget and disperse. That seemed a little weird to me. I was trying to like picture that in my head of how, you know, like that would actually work, and it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't really work. So the question is, if I were attacking from Scalabus, theoretically, that wouldn't be a bridge battle, would it? Because they're not on the bridge. So I hope that would not be a bridge battle. If it is, I do have a ballista, so I can't shoot them. And they do. This is like a decent, you know, they have 5-star general. But the rest of the army is not, you know, great. Long shield cavalry, that's a good unit. Iberian infantry, round shield cavalry, skirmishers. So like a decent amount of cav, yeah, honestly. But the infantry is just absolute garbage. Good general though. Good general. So do I have? Oh yeah, I trained. Okay, so these are the peasants that I trained here, right? Shoot. So if I left this settlement and lowered the taxes. No, that's not good enough.
General.
Okay, well, I will get around to defeating that army eventually. I'll, you know, whether it's with this army from Historica or this army from Scalabus, eventually I will completely eliminate those brigands. I wonder if they would be aggressive actually. Considering, you know, that they're a, you know, rather powerful rebel army. I wonder if they're going to be an aggressive army or what. But for Asturica, what can I do here? So, probably want to repair the stockade. And then retrain some stuff. Probably have... Yeah, I should look at what kind of buildings I have. Let's train some peasants. And yeah, what do I have here? What's the religious building? Abnoba, and that's going to be missile weapon upgrades +3, pretty nice, sweet. Yeah, that'll be nice. So mines, probably. It's going to give me an extra 225. That's pretty dope. Paved roads also is going to give me an extra 86, so nothing too crazy, unfortunately. I kind of want to get paved roads just for the increased movement range on the campaign map. That's tempting, but I don't know, that money's good. Don't need sewers right away. That doesn't seem necessary. So I have a blacksmith. That's what they have. I have a blacksmith here. Right? Bardic Circle. What is this? Public order? Okay. Interesting. Where is... Great Market, Roads, King's Hall. That's an armor. If I have an armor, then I already have a blacksmith, correct? There it is. Okay, found it. Alright. So yeah, that's going to be me my upgrades to a lot of my troops. Light weapons and heavy weapons. Yeah, okay. Got it. So, what do I want? Paved roads? Yeah, let's just get the paved roads. I want that. extra movement range. So that when the time has come, then I will be moving on my way to... Oh, there's a famous battle here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, then I can move back and, yeah, fight this army. So let's make sure I'm training peasants here so that I can move out. Should have been doing that in the last turn, actually. The Brudii did not make a move on Mogontiacum. Okay, that's good news for us because we can probably just march right on in, can't we? Yeah, because we have... possibly, yeah, because we have that spy here that maybe can let us in. Are we ready to declare war? I am very tempted. It kind of looks like the Germans are doing sort of reinforcing up here. That's kind of what it appears like. And break it down, I say, oh, cool, cool. They got some chosen axes. Oh, that's so sweet. Look badass. And let me, what else was in this army? Can't see everything. Bastarnae, mercenaries, chosen axes. Chosen axes with some upgrades. Okay, that's pretty sweet. And let's come down here. Tell me more. What else do they have? Okay, so they got some mercenaries here. That's pretty fun. Scythian mercenaries, barbarian mercenaries. Yeah, chosen archer warband, axemen. Okay, all right. Yep, I think I can beat that with something. Let's see. Can I continue to retrain stuff? Yeah, let's just retrain all of this. Do that, recruit some more actually, no, I don't need to do that. I have peasants that are like, I brought some with me. Yeah, cool. So I can just retrain stuff faster here. That's perfect. That's something that I need to get better at doing in future campaigns. Just tailing invasion armies with peasants in Town Watch to basically just kind of immediately populate conquered territories so that I can continue to move along with armies as soon as they have been retrained. I'm wondering, can I actually kill this German spy right here? 26% chance. Yeah, it's not good odds, is it? Yeah, four eyeballs. I don't think I want to waste you. But I do want to try to train you up if I can. 1 influence on this German diplomat? Yeah, it's more tempting. What are the chances? 79% chance? Yeah. Yep, get down there and see if you can take him out. And then my own diplomat, come on over here and tell me what's going on. Alright, so they got some troops here. It's not completely devoid of troops. Yep, so they got some stuff here and Vicus Gothi. And yeah, some more family members. Alright, interesting. Interesting. So the Brudii will most likely take Vicus Marcomanni. And the Senate has told us to blockade Bordesolm, so we may as well just go, like, get right to it. I mean, I was wondering if it's time to declare war, but I guess that'll be next turn. No, it's going to be this turn. Yeah, I'm going to be attacking Mogontiacum in this turn, so that makes sense. And I suppose you... Yeah, come down here and then pick up Lucius Nasica. And then can you continue? Yes, you can. It's kind of a small fleet for, you know, considering how important the payload is. But I think, you know, with this fleet clearing the way, 2 biremes and a trireme, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. We do have some brigands here. Barbarian peasants, warband, and rebel general in a mystery unit. So, what do I do with them? Do I... What do I do with them? Imperator. I'm tempted to... send the siege equipment up ahead. And then send this army. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So ballistas link up with this army. And then these guys link up with them. And then you guys come around. Engage the enemy. And can you attack? And the next turn we can get rid of those brigands. And now we have the Arcani and some Triarii. Yeah, that's cool. That's the reward the Senate reward for that. I think it was the last mission, the one where I conquered Batava Vodorum. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's get these Arcani and Triarii up here as well. And they can assist on the push against the Germans. Now that I have just spent all of my money on the building of troops, or the training of troops and the building of buildings, I was reminded, oh yeah, that's right, maybe I could just go right on into Mogontiacum and possibly sack it. Well, I mean, take it and sack it and take some more money, and then maybe spend that money on more buildings and troops. So yeah, I suppose now's the time. Let's just kind of do it, eh? No more mucking about. I wonder if there would be some retaliation from up here, though. Just because I got troops that are, you know, weaker in strength that are outside of the settlement. But I would just be getting reinforced by my army that's inside of the settlement. I would assume so, right? I would assume so. So let's go in here. And yeah, let's attack.
Besieging settlement, sir.
War has been declared. And there's no doorway, so I can't attack. So it looks like my spy was not able to open the doors. So maintain the siege, and we can take it in the next turn. I was able to move these armies up just a little bit closer to Trier, and I'm going to wait and see if there's going to be a counterattack from the Germans. I really do wonder. Are they going to be moving out from Trier? Are they going to be attacking from the direction of Dam? Looks like they're going to be sending the spy on in. What was he up to? Looking pretty spooky. He went into Batava Vodorum, and it looks like he immediately decreased my population loyalty. So that's not good. Candidate for adoption, benefactor, Cornelius Vitruvius. Ooh. Hell yeah, 20 years old, 3-star general. Yeah. This man has proven his worth as a true Roman and would do much to bring honor and strength to our family. Do you wish to formally adopt him into the family? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So what do we have? 13,000, okie dokie, and then city expands, Lemonum. It is about time, Lemonum. Let's get you a pro-consul's palace. Yep. Then what do we have here? Star catalog. So, Eratosthenes, yep, nailed it, completes his catalog of 675 stars in the heavens and uses an elegant shadow measuring technique to calculate the size of the Earth, and quite accurately, too. Interesting. So, most advanced faction is going to be Egypt. Alright, also interesting. Agent found. This is going to be in Germania. This is the one... Okay, creeping about somewhere Breva. Alright. And Titus Flaminius. Oh, this is the guy that just got elected Pontifex Maximus. Oh, no, not Titus Flaminius. Oh, I was just saying how you've come such a long way, and then he just died. Huh, that's too bad. And then Magna. Welcome to the family. And then Quintus Tuditanus, Gourmand's chef, +1 influence. Yeah, that's a good one. Always good to get some more influence. And we got some more temples finished up, and yeah, that's looking good. And some more soldiers. Perfect. So, no counterattack, eh? In fact, not only is there no counterattack, but this army is moving off. Okay, so they think they're going to defend Mogontiacum. Okay, well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. So you are going to be attacking the diplomat that's moving further away from us. Well, you know, if they're going to move further away, then maybe you don't need to chase. Maybe you can kind of just hang out in this neighborhood. Honestly, I think at... what about killing this assassin? Can you kill him? What are your chances of killing him?
He's dead.
95% chance? Kill him. Yes. And I suppose we can just take Mogontiacum before any reinforcements arrive. Yeah, there's only 3 units inside. We will be taking some casualties, sure, you know, because of these archers and Barbarian Noble Cav are all decent units, but I have a full decent army as well, so this should be okay, but I wanted to take a peek around and see if there's anything else of note. Oh, gosh darn brigands. 1 unit down there. So I'll have to take care of them. Before I move on in and take Mogontiacum, let's just first handle these brigands. Let me just remind myself of what they have. Okay, so they have some druids as well. Interesting. Cool. Peasants, warband, druids, and rebel general. And then I have a lot of barbarian mercenaries, Roman cav, town watch. Hey, Archer Auxilia. So there's that as well. I could hire stuff if I wanted. I could hire 1 unit of barbarian mercenaries, but I think that I will be able to handle it with what I have available. So let's move on in and get rid of these guys. This is a rather horrendous start position, just marching right up a mountain. Okay, yep, that's pretty awful. But we have the cav advantage, so as long as we can get on even ground with them, we should be able to do okay here. Now that we are on even ground, in fact, we've sort of turned the tables on them somewhat. It kind of looks like we might have a high ground advantage. Not quite sure. But we have reached the red line here. And I would imagine that we're not too far out. Yeah, our archers are already in range. That's just incredible to me. So we can already start to shoot at this warband here, or the druids, or even the peasants. Not the peasants. Let's do like the druids. Let's see, who are they choosing? Are they shooting the druids? Perfect. That's probably the most impactful unit to shoot at, would be my guess. The druids are now choosing to charge forward without the support from the army, so this might not be the best choice for them. 23 men, they're going to be taking fire from the archers. Luckily for them, it did start snowing, so that's going to be diminishing the effectiveness of my archers, but I mean, it's not going to be diminishing the effectiveness of like anything else that I have. You guys can start war cry and go ahead and turn you guys off of fire. Yeah, you guys can stop shooting and get a rear charge in here with my cav. And there they go. So now the druids are being wrapped up. So now you guys can go back to shooting at the warband. And I can put you guys on fire at will mode. Cav, go back to the flanks. Our archers are now out of ammunition, so we're going to be moving forward here. We did get those warband down to 66 men, so about half health. Not so bad. We took a little bit of chunks out of the peasants as well. Now we're just going to be marching up, wrapping them up, and finishing them off. Now I'm close enough, so let's get my warband. And they're going to get their war cry going on, so it's going to be a party down here, clanging their shields, banging their spears. And once they're good and warmed up, which I still don't know what that is, but let's charge forward now. You go here, you go here, you go there. And we can get the cav moving around the flanks. So far, it doesn't seem like they're too keen on supporting the fight here, so let's get cav moving in here. Yeah, their general's just hanging out. So we broke them there. And mercenaries can get moving on up. Cav can chase down those guys. And yep, we're chasing there. So mercenaries come up here. And yeah, this general's being very, very passive. Just move on, take him out. As soon as he breaks, battle is going to be over. And he is not breaking. That is shocking. There we go. End of battle. They killed 52 of our guys, but that's okay because that was just pretty much all mercenaries for the most part.
Victory!
Victory indeed. Yeah, enemy army routes. Perfect. So you can now get to... Yeah, Trier. So Trier's interesting. It's a decent sized stack inside. And what I'm thinking is this. So I'm probably not going to be waiting for these 3 units because I want to put pressure on Trier so that they can't do anything essentially. And I do have the forces. What I can do is I can bring these ballista into this army to give this a full stack. I could potentially attack on the first turn, but here's the thing. I think I do want both stacks attacking at the same time. I'm considering giving the AI control of my, this is my old-fashioned stack that's been around for a while, and I think that would be kind of fitting. Give the AI control of this old-fashioned stack. Maybe can I even hire some mercenaries and give it... I could even give it a little bit of juice. I could hire some mercenaries just to fill the gaps that will be left by those ballistas once I take them. And then what I would do is I wouldn't be attacking on the first turn. In fact, you guys could get there perhaps, maybe? Yeah, that'd be nice. Attack with all 3 armies. And, although I don't think that all 3 armies could attack in the same battle. I don't think so. I think it's only 2 at a time. But I would probably just wait so that I can build my battering rams so that I can give the AI army more entry points instead of just having them wait until I shoot holes in the walls with my ballistas. Because if I'm going to be using the swarming tactic of using 2 armies versus 1, I would rather be attacking from all different angles rather than just kind of pouring in through just like one side of the settlement. The reason why I'm thinking about having an AI army assist me is because, you know, the tactic that I typically use of sort of marching up to the settlement center and baiting them off of the settlement square so that I can take them out, that works with smaller armies. But this army is not only is sizable, but it also has these long-ranged chosen archer warband. I don't have an advantage here. In fact, what's the stats comparison? So there's no missile upgrades on my guys. So I have 11 missile attack, 7 defense, so 4 armor. And they have, again, with no missile upgrades, 9 missile attack. So I have higher missile attack. Oh, my weapon upgrades are probably increasing my missile attack, I'm assuming. They have 9. They have 8 armor, though. So they do have the advantage of the armor upgrades. Or not the upgrades, but just like, I think that's just their base armor is like stronger than mine, I think. Suffice it to say, it's like an even trade, right? And the barbarian settlements do have that hill in the middle, so they'll be having that height advantage. So there's no advantage there. I feel like my best route, my best avenue of victory is to swarm this army from multiple directions and not just kind of march on it from one direction like I typically do. So my thinking is give this army the ballista and then, oh, god damn it. I was just gonna like hire mercenaries and give them to this army. Can I do that in this turn? Maybe not. Well, maybe I can just give some units from this army. So if we go, and I can reach it, so let's start building some battering rams. Maintain the siege, and then bring this army up, and then can you reach? God damn it, why'd you go that way? I thought, damn it. It's annoying. But I think that still, they can reach there in time for next turn, so that they can give them some units. And then support the attack, essentially.
Orders.
Now, let's march on in and take Mogontiacum. Yeah, we got 6 battering rams, that's going to be plenty. Let's assault, let's take this off of the Germans. Is this going to be the first settlement that I take? No, yeah, it's going to be the first settlement that I take off the Germans, isn't it? Well, that's fun. Well, we're not going to be gentle about it. Yeah, this is going to be belonging to us. Right off the bat, we're going to be moving on up with just 3 of our rams so that we can create an entry through the main gate and then on either side. And chosen archers are right there. And that seems to be the only unit that's going to be down by the gate initially. Oh dear, it would be nice to rush through and take them out with our cavalry. That'd be very, very tempting. I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to do that, but... Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, when should I move up? Should I... I'm going to take some knocks from that archer unit. No doubt. I am tempted to move up some cav, though, to exploit an opening. Yeah, having a chance to run down that archer unit would be too nice. Well, this is convenient. They're parked too closely behind the gate to get any shots in on my troops. It appears. I don't think they're shooting at me. Huh, that's very nice of them. So actually, yeah, let's get these guys like right up here.
Our soldiers are at the wall.
So that as soon as this gate's down, it's gonna be down soon. Yeah, there we go.
Our soldiers have done their work well.
Let's go.
The battering ram
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get these guys. Yeah, get out of the way of the cavalry. And archers, stop shooting. Let the cavalry do their jobs here.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well.
In fact, can you just drop the freaking ram? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't even mind sending the spears to like assist this, because these are probably decent fighters. How decent though? Not decent enough to kill my cavalry, I would hope. Indeed, it appears my cav were able to break that unit of archers, and that's very nice. Yeah, now that's one unit of archers down, one unit of archers left. Perfect. They did kill a fair few amount of my cav though, didn't they? Yeah, that's a decent unit, my goodness. Look at all those cavalry that died fighting archers. Now they have brought down their unit of chosen archer warband to shoot at us here. And as I mentioned before, yeah, they do have that range advantage. Although my guys can shoot back. Okay, that's pretty nice actually. Well, we're still getting formed up, and I don't necessarily really want to rush forward here. Just because, yeah, I do have some spears nearby, that's fine, but I would rather march against this unit of Barbarian Noble Cav united, you know, with my legionaries next to my spears. But getting shot, it doesn't feel good either. We'll see if my fire draws that Noble Cav into a downhill charge. As is, I would imagine my 3v1 can defeat their archers even with a height advantage. And my guys should be getting into position quickly. Let's get these guys grouped up so that those spears can move up as well. And then yeah, let's start advancing. In fact, I could also send the war dogs up. That's another idea. Just to try to get rid of these archers a bit faster. Because although we are winning this, we are taking quite a fair few amount of casualties. They're getting a lot of shots in on my legionaries, and they're doing more damage than I thought actually. Yeah, they're doing okay. So if we could get rid of that unit, that would be nice. And these auxilia can continue marching up. You and you go hand in hand. And then follow up with the legionaries here. And let's have the general nearby. He should be safe as soon as these archers are dealt with. There goes the dogs, and oh, actually, their cavalry is countercharging. Holy shit. Alright, let's send in the spears here and then here. Dogs are chasing down the archers, so they're broken. And yeah, just go on in and throw. Hey, there we go, perfect. So in the battle, they did get more kills than us, but hey, we got the settlement, so that feels pretty good. Yeah, they broke faster than I thought they would. I thought they were going to kind of hang out and fight, but I guess that was not a general's unit. It was just like a regular unit, but still, I was a little surprised by that. Alright, let's exterminate. That's going to be 13,000 massacred and 11, almost 12,000 denarii gained from looting. Yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. Perfect. So, resistance is futile. Yes. And then, what do we have here? Let's repair that. And my agents. Yeah, that's right. And what do they have for their Sacred Circle of Freya? So that's going to be population bonus and population growth and happiness. Okay, so it's my equivalent, or their equivalent of my series shrine. I don't think that that's what I want here. What do we have? Minor city. I'm tempted to go Jupiter. Well, no, that's going to be kind of silly, isn't it? Yeah, wait, this is Ogantiacum. Yeah, I'm going to be... Because I'm probably going to be making Trier my capital at some point, so I don't need this to be... Yeah, let's go... I'm thinking Bacchus here. Public order. I can lower that, and then I can even... Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, let's destroy this. And then... Let's get... Bacchus. And how much money would paved roads give me? Not much? Okay. Okay, not much. Not yet, you know. We'll just wait until that's linked up with more of my towns. Then it will be making some decent money, I would imagine. Let us now move up and blockade Bordesholm. So that's dealt with, and this fleet can continue on its path right behind. And they will be making their way around Denmark. And then this army in Batava Vodorum is going to be ready to go next turn, and they can start causing some havoc. They can either start just cleaning up German armies in the neighborhood. They could advance on Bordesholm, maybe even Dam, although I might just leave Dam for this army here. Either or, there's some options here. I could just hunt down armies with this army. It's in Batava Vodorum. You know, there is some German strength here that could use some cleaning up. And then the army that's going to be retrained in Batava Vodorum soon, the one that's really depleted, this one right here, maybe they can be left for Bordesholm. Either way, it should be fine. And we'll be making some good progress here, yeah, because Trier now stands alone. It is on an island, and it's probably going to be a decent little fight there, I reckon, but I will be saving that for the next episode. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. Until next time, this has been Kana Step Playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.